It's warm today. Figure you guys want to know. Alright guys, you join me once again, and hello and welcome back to the channel for all you people that watch. Behind me, part 3 of this 1968 Porsche 912. Carburetors came in. So hopefully, after today, we'll be able to go rip this thing around. Do some carbs. Like I said, I got something in the front I got to tighten up steering-wise. Redo this fuel line. You'll see it all under here. But this should hopefully be a quick and successful video on having this car back to tip-top performance. I'm hoping, because I really want to drive it. So stay tuned, and I'll hook you in here and show you what we got going on. It's going to be pretty boring, pulling off old carbs and putting new ones on, but you guys can watch. All right, guys. Engine. Hopefully going to go with the vroom vrooms and the, racy stuff. Faster. That's what I'm getting at. All cylinders. All 4 of them. You got 4, might as well use them all. But anywho, I'm going to start by taking these things apart. And it's simple. First, blow off these hi-hats for the air filter base. Blow those things off so you get access to the screws on the bottom. Makes life a lot easier. Also, I got to find whatever bolt. There it is. Nut fell for the throttle cable spring return. I know I'm just rambling right now, but gonna keep doing this. Probably put this on time lapse as far as just taking it off. It's pretty straightforward. Remove old, put on new. Remove old. Rob parts from old to put on new, and then put on new. So, like I said, I'll probably roll the time lapse and just cue some weird music that I choose to put on. If anything pops up out of the ordinary, or think might want to tell you guys, I'll be sure to try my awesome vocals in. So, stay tuned. We'll get you on time lapse to show the stripping of this car, or this thing. All right, guys, got one carb off. It has new gaskets under it, so that tells me someone's been fighting with that carb, and that is the one that's been farting around a bit. But all the hardware's out. I'm gonna just basically 4 bolts, fuel line, and that hi-hat, and just slide it off. So Weber, let's see, 40 IDF Webers. He'll be getting 2 new ones. I might, for hoots and hollers and just lack of whatever, just do another video on opening these things up and seeing what's actually going on with them. But they are quite filthy in there. So wouldn't doubt it has all the passages blocked and stuff like that. But like I said, I think I said it a couple times already, he'll be getting these back. I don't hold on to stuff like this. no need. I don't rebuild it, so he can send out, get a rebuild, or sell it as is. But let me get the other carbs prepped to slap on, and yeah, go from there. Stuff from this one has, you know, things from A have to go to B. Well, A and B have to go to C, and you know, Delta over there. So let me get all that set up, and then we'll I'll show you what we're doing, how we set them up to go on. Just follow along. All right, guys. Got one carb, and let me grab a new one. And a new carb. I'm not putting air filters back on it. The owner has screens or caps for velocities, and he wants to keep the velocity stacks. Okay. But again, he's getting all his old stuff back. So what we are going to do is carburetor. This is, what am I doing? Driver side, passenger side. So basically make the old carburetor rewind that. Basically make the new carburetor look like the old carburetor. Fuel, doobly-doos, throttle input. I just took the shafts off the old motor, so they're no longer on here, or the throttle linkage, just because it's a, you know, flop it. It's on there. We'll use that. The only thing I know I have to switch is return spring. They float off this angle to there, so I got to pull this bolt, or got to pull this screw out, and we'll grab a wrench. Freaking 10 millimeters. Zip that off, put your locking plate, your throttle shafty doobly-doo. Boop. Take that off, put new on. Find orientation, possibly. Boop. Put your quasi return spring, start sliding it down, and align your return spring back into your hole. Come on, cooperate. Thank you. And just slide her back on. Boink. Work your way down. Put your safety clip. Put that on, put the nut on, safety clip, nut, and give her some, you don't have to go nuts. I'm going to leave this not bent back yet to make sure everything is good and free-flowing when it's on the carb. But that's that. Pull this off. I think I got to switch this to a stud. Actually, how long is it? Because if I can get away with running it all the way down, because I'm going to need a stud. It's going to be hard to put a bolt up here. No. Oop. Maybe. It's close. Blast. Yeah, she ain't going to run down. It's trying. You see the little guy? I really don't want to jack this up. I'll get an M6x1. I don't want to jack it up. I'll get an M6x1 tap and just blast through it. So that means I got to pull out the other side. Outstanding. Maybe I can loosen it and spin it. Well, there's the problem. She ain't a through rod. Can the guy flip it over and put it back in? Dumb enough it might work. Throw that down. Put this guy back on. Tight. I got a stud. Don't go anywhere. Put that bolt, one of those nuts on. Please be an M6. Do. Maybe this is why they ran a bolt through it. Thought I was getting crafty. It's tightening. Just taking forever. There. Solved. On. Return spring. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. So, that's on. I'm going to grab a screwdriver real quick. I'm just going to sort of preset these things. Run the seat. Oh, they already felt the seat. Get them on the seats and then do a turn and a half back. Half, one, turn. Half, one, turn. I usually like to start them with a turn and a half out. So this guy will go boop, on, and yeah, it's kind of all you do. The other one, exact same, except we just move the nipple from this side to that side and all the linkage from this side to that. Basically, we got to make it look like this, like that. So let me do that, and I'll show you guys, I guess, what's going on. But I'll run time lapse on that one. All right, wrapping the passenger side carb up now. Everything's swapped over. Looks like the old one. So at this point, it should be, put back on the way you took it off. So probably put the time lapse back on to put these things back on. Oh, I do want to do preset again on these. In, half, one, half. Half, shoot, lost count. Half, one, half. All right, guys, I'm back. This is what carbs are on. So, I'm ready to be race car. What I'm going to do right now is throw on a new fuel filter. No, I'm not keeping the fuel filter under here, but I am going to put a new one on under here just because we put brand new carbs on. Might as well put a brand new filter on, testing purposes. And then I'll run a new line back and get the filter out from under the engine bay. I mean, what? I don't know about you, but I don't feel like burning down a car today. I don't think the owner does either. These filters, these glass filters, if you can see them, they're garbage. They vibrate, they come loose, and then they, you know, puke fuel everywhere. Only quasi good thing about where it's located is it's at least on the feed side, so if it does come loose, hopefully the car just dies and not, you know, spectacularly in fire. Yeah, that's really the only good thing when they vibrate loose. And everyone, it doesn't even look that great in there, but everyone likes these things. But like I said, they will, just from the vibration, especially because it's not held in by anything, they'll vibrate apart. And there's plastic, or not plastic, rubber seals in there that are supposed to keep it sealed. But go back to whatever the hell I was doing. Kind of see what I'm saying. It's just floating here, so driving, it's just going to vibrate. No good. Throttle link, ew, that's sticky. Throttle linkage isn't hooked up because I'm going to do, you know, sync it. And you really don't want the throttle linkage hooked up. Only reason I did it in the first video is just to see if I can get it close to running any better. But let's see how this starts. Still got to do an oil change on this thing, but, you know, good enough to run it. You know, plus I like changing oil warm anyway. So clean up my mess. Always get so much extra hardware. All right, completely bone dry system. Obviously, new filter on there, new carburetors on here. Nothing in here. Let's give her some cranks and see how long it takes her to fire. Oh. Are we even pumping any fuel? Oh yeah, she's pumping. Who is at my door? That one's empty still. More cranking. It's ridiculously rich again. I'm going to plumb in a fuel pressure gauge and see what it's at. Because to me it's shouldn't be that rich. Runs a hell of a lot better. No popping, but seems way rich. What's the oil smell like? Slightly fueled. I want to see what this pump is blowing at. So let me get this fuel doobly-doo set up, and I'll be back. All right, guys. I've been off camera looking at fuel. New carbs, you know, it happens. Float was sticking on that side. That's why it was just giving me erroneous idles. Threw the camera in, I might throw the footage in there, but you can see it just bloop, 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 bleeding down. So that should be solved. Went back, resynced, all that. I mean, how many times do you want to see me sync carburetors? But let me pop this linkage back on. First, I gotta take my damn fuel pressure setup out. Great. All right, hold on. Let me rip this thing out and then I'll get back to you. All right, took my setup out of there. Reconnect these carbs now. Just pop. And pop. All right. Carbs are set. Let's fire this thing up. See if it's any better. Same sync, all 4 holes. The linkage is connected. Revs up, no popping. So, take it out on the road. I think the motor's good. Like I said, I gotta do a, let me shut this off. Anywho, let me get the thing airborne more and you know, dump the oil, put a new filtre in that thing, fix the suspension and fuel line, reroute that fuel line, and hopefully we can go motoring. See, it seems like it's going pretty okay. I also have to put fuel in the tank because I'm still running on whoever the hell knows how old fuel it is. But we got a new filter. All right, we're under the car now, and it is, I tell you what, clean. Don't see really anything. There's like one spot of rust somewhere back in this, right here, in this corner. That's it. But other than that, very, very well preserved car. Anywho, because I get distracted easy, what we're doing now is, I said we had the steering issues, or suspension. I want steering and suspension as compound. What I'm talking about is these braces supposed to go here. This one's obviously looks like it's been pulled on before. And the other one back here, no hardware. So I'm going to grab some bolts, bend this bracket back and make it go where it needs to go, and just throw some hardware in it. M6 by, nope. When I figure out what it goes, I'll tell you what bolt size it is. But let me bend these things back and then bolt them in, and I'll get back with you on what's going on. Oh, also, I did manage to squeeze that old filter up in there. By old, I mean new. I put a filter in, so it's not back there anymore. I'll be back. Tappy. Gentle taps. Gentler than that. Bigger purse. Oh, yeah. Ah, shit. I had it and then I lost it. I mean, that's precision. I say that. Let me find some hardware for this. All right, so I get back to you. M10 150 as far as the size on these bolts. So, if I guess if you're, hello light. If you're wondering, or if you're missing those bolts, it's an M10 by 150. Just pop them back in. Don't know why they're missing, but they're now there, so at least the front end's not gonna, move around. Kind of weird when it does that and you're driving. Where am I at? Fuel filter, steering's tightened. I guess we're just at the put gas in the car. I think we're at the point where let's go for a drive. Front end wanders a little bit. Third gear pull, she has a little juice to her. She handles nicely. If you've never driven a 912, also interesting tip. Dog leg first. Reverse is where, reverse would be where first gear would be if you're used to it. And first is where you'd be used to second. Works great with racing for the 1-2 shifts up down. But street driving, if you're going from a 4-speed or a traditional 5-speed to a dog leg first 5-box, well, I mean, you might back into some people or downshift to first when you're meeting second. Your brain always has to be working, is what I'm getting at. But so far, ours running great, stopping great. Shifts fine. It's weird on the gate. Feels like it's getting stuck. Feels like it's just hanging up between the second and fourth gate switch. To normal people would be like a third and fifth gate. But she has power. She's torquey. She's not really bonded down. How do we see if fourth works? Fourth works? Cruising? Like I said, normal people who are not used to driving a dog leg, they'd shift it, over up. Over up is reverse. You really don't want to be backing into people. Over down, or where second would be. Just a little bit of tidbit of information when you're sitting at traffic lights or at a complete stop. But man, thing you can do with an alignment. Not gonna lie on that. It's a little twitchier. I like. Maybe the caster's off. None of these gauges work. If you notice, second gear shift, which is first gear. None of the gauges work. So that's good. left here. The gates. I mean, so far it's been a pretty uneventful test drive. Just been, driving around. Revs out. Dresser's still there if anyone wants it. Man, this thing's running great. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, I obviously like driving around on city streets, more so than just highway blast. Because these cars, I mean, yeah, they'll do highway, but are they actually usable, or am I going to be doing, cannonball runs? I mean, all right, cool, it can maintain, fifth gear and, $4,000 for hours on end. But can I actually go to the store? Alright guys, Porsche 912, 1968, back in the shop after what I consider a successful test drive. A couple odds and ends I'm going to have to do. Just going to do it off camera. I know this video is going to be dragging on long enough. Got to get the idle down a little bit when, with the dual 40s, non-choke, yada, 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 excuses, cold natured, all that happy, things you hear from everybody. But anywho, when, the engine gets warm, it does idle up, and, well, when it idles up, then instead of being idling at, whatever, 900, I think I have it right about 950, it goes up to about 1500, give or take, is what it sounds like, because that the clock on the dash, the RPM meter is, it just does what it wants to do. I mean, it is reading, but it is high. But with all that said, when it does do the idle up, go in reverse or whatever, you get a little bit of a scratch. Non-synchronized, too many RPMs for it, so you get the little. So I'll bring that down. Like I said, I'll just do that off camera. Other than that, it performed exceptionally well. It's starting to find, I guess, from sitting, so on and so forth. Like I said, the car's been off the road since '92, so I'm not expecting to put, carbs on an oil change, plugs, everything that I did, and expected to fire up and go, immediately perfect. I have about my normal 20 miles on this car, and about 10, 15 miles in, I'd say everything started loosening up. Rings came around. It's not belching smoke out the back anymore. Fluids got hot. Able to break stuff down, so on and so forth. And towards the end of the thing, I mean, it was, you know, I would say, you know, I'd say it is tired, but it performed exceptionally well. I did normal shifting. I did, you know, when I started driving, I had gate issues to where, you know, you go first, want second, and be getting fourth. I guess sludge or something in there, just not letting you find it right away. But all that loosened up, and man, it does rip. It drives like it should. The brakes do need some work. I'm going to recommend that. It's a super firm pedal. If you watch one of the split window bus episode, a firm pedal in that bus when I lost the brakes. There was a pressure relief valve stuck on that one, if you guys remember, if you watched. But this has a super firm pedal, except the braking action to me that you're putting into it, you're not getting it out of it. So say stuck calipers, they're the dual pistons all the way around. So maybe a piston stuck, no, something might not be working correctly. So I'll go over that with them. But as far as that goes, it's minor. I mean, it is braking, it is stopping. They're not sticking, so it's good. I ran a, you know, beep boop temperature gauge probe on it. None of them are overheating, so it is good. But like I said, I will recommend that. Other than that, it was a joy and delight to drive this car, work on it, you know, bring it back since, you know, pretty much 92 sitting. I don't know what the owner's going to be doing with this car, whether he's going to want more work done or, you know, just enjoy it as it is. I mean, it is a runner driver now. So, you know, dealer's choice, owner's choice, what have you. So with all of that said, I hope you enjoyed this, you know, pretty, I guess, long episode, lack of better terms. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know, like, share, subscribe, comment. If you do, I promise we will chit chat as always. And once again, thanks for watching and have a good day.